Hi, I'm Mrs. Schrock, and you will meet Mrs. Miranda hopefully later today when you go to her live session for a reading workshop. But we wanted to introduce ourselves and our class a little bit to you today. This video is a video that we will make every week. It'll have different content, of course, and the point of this is to give you some right out of the chute Monday morning instruction on what you need to get done and what's priority, and maybe even troubleshoot some anticipated problem areas. On the screen in front of you, you see our announcement from last week, and we are now starting our first full week. I want you to notice that we do quite a bit up here in our announcements in English class, and we want to be considered part of a team with you in this learning experience. In order to do that, we want to equip you with all of the tools that you need. You know how like coaches will go over a game plan, and then you'll do sort of, if you've ever been on a team, you have to do some conditioning. It's not all about just the actual performance, right? And there's lots of people involved. There are the team members, there's the coaches, and there are the fans, right? Like your parents and friends that want you to graduate. And all of us are working together to make this team experience. So here's what you need to look at. In the morning, I would suggest, first of all, each week we would suggest that you make a schedule for yourself. Block out time for school. Live sessions, work time, all of that stuff. We're still working out some kinks in the live session schedule right now, but for now we're going to keep them as they are, and we'll let you know if it changes through a message in the Message Center or the announcements. Speaking of Message Center, first thing you want to do is go into your inbox and look for anything that we've said to you that you might need to know. Second of all, you're going to come and click on the video. You've already done that today. That's awesome. And if you have any questions, you can always call us. We often will put in fun videos. There's a fun one in there this week, but there's also sometimes resources for you to use, and we'll also put a weekly checklist connected to this announcement page, and it will give you an idea of what you need to get done in the week. We're going to really emphasize discussion board. This is part of the state curriculum, as well as something that we feel like is really important for an online school, because it creates that, you need to get to know your teammates. And in regular English classes, you'd have all this conversation time. You discuss literature, you discuss what you'd read, you discuss your writing, and there's a lot of rich learning experiences there, and we want you to have those in our classroom. If you're not sure on how to use the discussion board, there are some really great student help videos. If you look down here, and there's all sorts of them. I'm not going to go there right now, but please know that anything that you need to know how to use is going to be highlighted in those student help videos. And if there's something you don't know how to use, you know our number, you know our names, don't be strangers. If you look with me at the discussion board right now, we're going to go there first. There is a student lounge. The student lounge is a place where you can get acquainted with one another. There's a weekly blog. You'll notice in some of our assignments we actually refer you to those, and we'll say, go to the discussion board, and there'll be a special thread, we call it, in that forum, just fancy computer names for conversations. Every week we'll have a spontaneous writing and thinking prompt. This is for fun. This is a way that if you checked out your Message Center, you know you got a paycheck letter from us. This is one of the things that you can do to collect paycheck points. It's an extra thing, but it's a good thing. And it's an opportunity for you to respond to a fun writing prompt. The Buzz is a reading extension from our reading workshop, and we'll talk more about those things in our workshops on Monday and Tuesday. Monday is reading workshop, Tuesday is writing workshop. If you can't make those, maybe there's an overlap in your schedule or you just don't have the time, we'll have those sessions recorded as well. Speaking of that paycheck, make sure you read the Message Center, because we're asking for you to be rewarded for what you do. Okay, I know it's a tough thing to ask for, but we want you to understand that this is really a commitment on your part to build community, to be a good communicator, and to get work done in a timely fashion. On that paycheck, one of the things we say is that if you get your work done by Friday at the end of the business day, which we're going to say is 4 o'clock, that you can get an extra bonus point for that. What is the work? Well, let's look over here at lessons. and then we click on Start Strong, and you're going to see a few more things on mine that you don't see on yours. But anything in red is an assignment that needs to be turned in, and anything that's in gray are pages that you need to look at, gray or black. So if you pull up Intraday 1, there's going to be lots of stuff on these pages. Let me talk to you about this a second. Don't just click the next button, okay? We wish we could make it on a timer so you couldn't do that, because we've worked really hard in making lots of really important things, and we tried to make them somewhat interesting too. The first 2 weeks we're just going to be mostly laying the foundation for the school year, as well as taking a test we call it the IDMS test, and it's not listed yet in our lessons, but we will have that listed for you. It is just a pre-test. Do your best on it, but please know that you will not be penalized for a low grade. We'll just give you a completion score for having completed it, reward you for doing the work, but again, that you don't have to have a stellar score on it. It's just to let us know where we're starting and how to cater to your learning needs and where the gaps are, to fill those in for the year, so we can meet all of our learning goals. Remember, we're a team. We've got to set some goals. Okay, so you read through these pages, and look here. Here's where the assignment is. So you click on that, you fill it out, then you come over here, and you put it in this spot. I'm not going to open mine right now because it shows all the student codes, but there is a spot for you to put your story in once you're done. By the way, the story is pretty easy. It's almost like a Mad Lib that you fill in, so don't be stressed out about that. Never be stressed out about an assignment, because you know our names, you know our number, right? And you also know how to use that handy dandy inbox if you don't like talking on the phone. Okay, for the next page that you're going to be working on this week, we're going to talk about building good habits. We want to get you off to a good start. Again, look here, there's some really cool features this year. This is a totally different program. There's some quiz questions that you're going to be taking, and then you can click on things and different things show up. Okay? I get excited about little things. And all the way down to the bottom of the page, you read through it, you're getting the idea, and you turn in. There are 2 live links on this page. One is the survey, and one is the inventory, and the other is the survey. So we're going to be turning the inventory in here and the survey in here. All right? Okay, so we know what's in for each week. We talked about the discussion board. I didn't really spend much time there. I'm going to back up and go there one more time here. I want to show you something, how this works. Okay, so we go into, I'm going to show you how it looks from my end, because I think it will help you. This is what I see when I go in, and I see that there are student lounge instructions, and I'm going to click on that, and this is what I wrote to you about what the student lounge is. And then what I get, see, look at some people already wrote. What I get is this. You don't see these things yet, and you're not going to see your own quite right away, because this is a moderated discussion board, because it's a school, and we want to make sure that you don't get exposed to anything that you shouldn't be exposed to, okay? We want to keep it a safe place for you. So I'm going to read through this, and I see that everything here is really good information to give. Kaylee was great about not giving out too much personal information, because it is the internet. Even though this is school, we don't want to be giving out our Facebook accounts and our phone numbers and our addresses. We want to keep this a safe place. Okay, so then we go ahead and do an approve. Okay, and once that approves, it'll show up on your end. Okay, then next we have a student that said they're excited. And somebody else said when their birthday is. Those are all good things to share. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to approve all those. And somebody gave a shout out to somebody else in the class. This is just a fun spot. And then of course then when we, this is the fun student lounge, and this is a good place to be, but there's also some more serious ones, right? And I don't have a SWOT set up yet right now, but you can basically, or a blog or a buzz set up quite yet, but you can get into those and and participate in those as well. And for some of them, like for the blog, they're going to be, sorry, make myself a note. They're going to be graded. The blog one is going to be graded. Now, occasionally in our classroom, you'll see this later on, it'll say copy your discussion board to a Word document. The reason we have to have you do that is that this space is not connected to our gradebook, and so sometimes we'll have to you make a copy. But for the paycheck, you just report that to us in the inbox. All right, this is a longer video than I'll usually have, but I wanted to make sure that we had all of these things squared away. Before I go, I want just to first of all let you know how excited we are about having you in our class, and also want to show you that coming soon on the left hand side here, there's going to be some information about, well, there'll be more information coming, things like your Collaborate schedule, which is our new live session, and some of those types of things. So check out all of the things we have here for you. Don't skip. Here, I'll show you what I mean in a second here. Okay, below this announcement, okay, look at that. Oh, look at, there's me, there's Mrs. Miranda. We're besties too, by the way. And there's all the information you need to know about live sessions. Okay, there's going to be a recording button. There's a really cool thing called Full at Destiny, which is a way to check out books from a virtual library. Our grading system is here, and how you can contact your principals is all there. So anyway, all of that to say, there's a lot loaded in here. Take time to explore it, really get to know your classroom, and let us know if you have questions, because you have our name, you've got our number, and we're a team. Go team, right? Ready for a huddle? Okay, everybody all in. One, what are we going to say on three? Let's see. How about English rocks? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. English rocks. Woo! Have a good week.